So the others, I think Tushar hasn't yet joined. It's okay. Maybe send a message. I just joined. Yeah, that's good. All right. Yeah, Tushar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Tushar. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, good. So Tushar is currently doing integrated PhD from IISER Pune, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so even he's from engineering background. So if someone's in here from engineering background, I think it will be very useful to you. So I think we can maybe start with a questionnaire, maybe, Tushar. Sushant? Yeah, okay, I think this video got frozen. Yeah, Sushant, I was asking you, can we start with the questionnaire? Sushant,
can you hear me?
Sushant, please unmute yourself. I can't hear you. Yeah.
Excuse me. This one, can you hear me? I think every participant should turn on their mic once and say their name and what they are doing currently, so that we can feel more connected. If
Sure.
they're comfortable.
Yeah, sure. Anyone would like to introduce themselves? Sunil, Avish.
Yeah, hi everyone, this is Suresh.
Yes, Avish.
Yeah, so I've done my graduation in electrical and electronics engineering and from a regional college in Andhra Pradesh. And then currently I'm working as a quality assurance analyst in a product-based company. It's a HRM company, its name is K. So I'm currently working as a quality analyst here, and I have good interest in things related to mathematics.
So you're looking to switch to mathematics, like doing a MSc in mathematics?
I have a vague idea of shifting to doing that, but I need some more clarity regarding that.
Yeah, that's good. And Rajan and the others, anyone would like to tell us about the background?
Hi, Swarup this side. So, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so I've completed my BTech in CSE from Cochin University. And right now I'm working as an SDE2 in Verizon. And I'm actively preparing for JAM right now.
Yeah.
So I think I'm sure about what I want. At least I think that I'm sure about what I want. Yeah.
Yeah. The others, anyone would like to introduce themselves?
Hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Soumya Mato. I am in the third year of my BTech in mechanical engineering.
Okay, where are you doing it from?
From Ramgarh Engineering College, Ramgarh, Jharkhand.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So let's see then. The first question, Sushant, was that why did you choose maths after engineering? I think a lot of you would be able to relate to that question. Maybe we'll start with I don't know, someone A with Arnab. Yeah, alphabetical.
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I went to engineering just so that I got good rank in both the JEE Main and the West Bengal Joint. So I chose engineering from IIST Sipur. I was doing that. Initially, the first year it was quite nice. I got to see lots of subjects, physics, chemistry, everything, mathematics 1, mathematics 2. It went well, but from second year onward, the things got a bit more technical. So I started losing interest in honestly, and by that time, I had some flavor of undergraduate mathematics because everyone had seen mathematics 1 and 2. So they consist some parts of the undergraduate mathematics such as data analysis and complex analysis, vector calculus, this and that. So I just one time I had a look on a JAM paper and was able to solve many problems. So I felt really confident at that time. I thought, so let's give it a try, and I just started studying mathematics on my own for a few months, and by the end of my second year, I was very sure that I'm going to do it only because engineering was not my cup of tea at least. So and after that, I started preparing more seriously, and I'm doing it finally. I'm happy about it.
That's good. Yeah, Soumya.
For me, actually, like Arnab told similar things. Like I did not find the computer science. My branch was computer science there, and I was like too poor in coding. I don't know. Even now, I am poor in coding. So like I don't like the subject and all that. Then I was doing actually some NGO work, and I was teaching there. One of my student, he got selected in some JMO, RMO like that. Then already in my childhood I like mathematics, but then I developed a keen interest to study higher mathematics. Actually, like that it happens. Yeah.
So right from the childhood, like you were interested, but you just went with
Yeah.
same story.
Yeah, same story.
I guess it's the same with everyone. Like Tushar, if you have a different story, you can share with me.
Yeah, my story is pretty similar also. So I like mathematics since my school days, and then after 10th because I hated biology a lot, so the only option was to choose this PCM, physics, chemistry, and math. So and then one of the main premier options is that you prepare for JEE mains and JEE advanced, and I got a pretty good rank in both of them. So at that time, there was I was not even aware about the institutions like IISER. So I was aware about the institutions in Delhi universities where we have this BSc program like St. Stephen College, and I was getting admitted in those programs, but because at that time I was not pretty sure, so I decided to go forward with engineering. So my initial plan was to switch me basically after my engineering. I'd be doing, let's say, in mathematics, I'd be pursuing a career in mathematics. I was pretty sure about that. But yeah, it changed suddenly after the third year. So I tried my luck with some internships in abroad and in India and also, but I got rejected in all of them because of the prerequisites. So I think a lot of students might be facing these problems. So, and then after that I saw what are the options available for me, and then I saw that as engineers we can give all these exams. I gave all the exams. You name the exam, I have given. Even if I was not even eligible in it, I was not eligible for NBHM MSc, but I gave, and I cleared it. But yeah, that's different. I gave all the exams: NBHM MSc, NBHM PhD, and yeah, GATE, NBHM, and also the CSIR. So that's how, and after that, then I got all the I got some offers, and then chose this offer from IISER Pune, which I thought was pretty good. Now it's going. Yeah.
That's good. And yeah, just so you know, Tushar cleared all possible exams like GATE, NBH, NET. Name any entrance exam is cleared, all of them. So yeah, and then it's good. All of you, you aren't directly benefiting from the blog as such, right? Because the blog was created after you got in, right? Yeah, and yeah, I got in touch with you through Ravi's blog, I guess, right? He was the first one who was writing about maths after engineering, right? Ravi, yeah. I wish I had invited him to this talk, but yeah, never mind. So in fact, you see, there's a lot of lack of awareness here, right, regarding opportunities after 12th to take up maths directly. Okay, so in fact, with this thought, I thought I'll make people aware of opportunities in pure science after 12th. So I've built. I made a blog post where we'll mention all the best colleges, best places to study mathematics after engineering. So if you have any cousins or someone who are possibly are in this confusion, who might benefit from this, please do share that link with them. It will greatly benefit them. That much I can say. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe we can move on to the next one. So I'm pasting the link in the chat just in case. Just to save your cousins from the trouble of doing engineering and then reading my blog, rather than if they read it now itself, maybe it will save them a year or two. And a lot of pain of engineering, of course. Yeah. So, what's the next question, Sushant? So Arnab, Tushar, I don't know about Soumya, but both of you cracked it in your final year, right? So it must be very hectic, right? So like, how did you manage that? Like Soumya, what about you? You took a break, right? Yeah, okay. You're working elsewhere.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, most people could relate to you guys. So. Okay,
Arnab, you go first.
Okay, so to be completely honest, it was not that hectic. Completely honest, because if engineering college, okay, fine, to get good marks like 80%, 85%, you need to study a lot. But to get 70%, you can manage the night before the exam, in my opinion at least. So yeah, and final year project, my teammates were really, really helpful. They knew that I was doing this thing, that I'm going to switch to mathematics, so I didn't have to do anything at all. The three of my other teammates did almost 99% of the job. So my only focus was just JAM, ISI and TIFR preparations. That's it.
Yeah, that's how every project happens in college. So anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, for me it was not that hectic, to be completely honest. Yeah, of course there was preparation, but the college stuff didn't affect me much.
Yes, so for me, I'd like to just extend what Arnab said. So even you can get 85% marks above 8.5 CGPA, but just by studying last night before the exam in engineering college, in any of the engineering college, you can even into the IITs and all. So, and yeah, I mean, preparation, I'd say it was not that hectic because I like so I started with topology and I like reading about it, and then it went pretty smoothly. Like even my project was also somewhat related to mathematics. It was related to physics, and which includes a lot of mathematics. So it was not that hectic, and mainly there were sometimes, like let's say sometimes there were these times of clashing with my midterms and all, and for that time, for let's say a week or two, I'll just prepare for the college exams, and then I'll just get back to my maths preparation for JAM and all the other exams. So it was not that hectic, because all the engineers, in my opinion, know that to get a good CGPA in engineering college, you just have to study last night, and then you'll get a pretty good marks.
This I guess Soumya can answer better because he's been through MSc and is currently doing a PhD.
Okay, I want to add something to the previous questions actually, then I'll come to this. Actually what happened for me, it was different. Like I had like 18 backlogs or 12 backlogs in the fourth semester. Then
we're in the same group.
Yeah.
We're in the same group.
Then my first challenge was to like clear all the backlogs. Because if you not clear the backlogs, then no one will admit you in any institution. So then what happened when in final year, actually I seriously focused on how to what to do next. But what happened, the real problem for me was when I googled it, which book to study in real analysis, the first it will show Rudin. And if you are not a student of mathematics and you started studying from Rudin, it will really difficult. It is really difficult. That time what happened, very less materials were there. Like you will not find, now there are so many materials in NPTEL also, from the basic level, but that time in 2016 or 15, the materials also, there was not, in terms of quality, they were not good. For basic level. For advanced level, some materials are there. So that was a difficulty for me that time. But yeah, but nowadays it is, I guess, when I see the NPTEL videos, nowadays almost they have videos of every basic things, like from starting from abstract algebra to real analysis, all the basic thing is there. So yeah, always choose the book which you feel is compatible. Don't waste, like I waste almost 2 months reading Rudin, and I got nowhere. I mean, initially I got also disappointed what is happening like that. So yeah, that was a difficulty that time. And for this question, yeah, for this actually what happened, coming to the second question, when I was preparing from JAM, I was good at analysis, and that vector calculus analysis, this syllabus I was good at, but algebra I was like, I don't know, till now I don't know algebra, but somehow I am managing. So algebra part actually I started reading from that Dumit Food, but I find it difficult that time. And the name abstract, yeah, it is means it is abstract. That's why you will not understand it. Means you have to give more time to it. So for me in MSc, I find it difficult to understand algebra. I think that, and it is the reason I did not clear many exams. Like in TIFR, if you are or ISI or TIFR, they put some questions from algebra also. Means like 30-40% questions it will come from algebra. So when that is the challenge for me in MSc. Then somehow I try to manage it, and in algebra, whatever the course I did in IIT Madras in algebra, I did not score good mark also. I don't know what happened, but it was like, now also I am not confident in algebra. So yeah, that is a problem I faced. Normally I switched my research career to mostly in analysis. Now I am working in PD, means stochastic PD. It is like analysis, probability, PD, stochastic process, all that merging to converging somewhere, and we are doing research. So yeah, that was my difficulty in MSc.
Yeah, so I have a question. So what is the role of a college in this roadmap? So for example, if I try to be a little objective, so yeah, what if like someone like doesn't get the top 5 IITs or say IISER, so should he or she wait a little, like wait for an year or two, or just go ahead with something that is not these top 5 IITs? So yeah, basically in a nutshell, like what if we don't get the top 5 IITs?
See, from my experience, I can say if you are not getting top 5 IIT also, even if the newer IIT, they have good faculty. Means in terms of teaching, maybe not in terms of research, but in terms of teaching, like I feel IIT Hyderabad, IIT Gandhinagar, they have some good faculties. And the thing you required is like a little bit support. Like means suppose in my BTech college, they were not that much good while they were teaching, or they were not that much good professor. But in IIT, you will always find good professors. And like if they are running 5 courses in a semester, then at least 2-3 courses there will be some good professor, and they are going to teach really nice. So yeah, if you are not getting in old IITs, then you can do your MSc from new IIT also. It is good, not that bad. It is good. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Just before this question, I would like to add in the previous question that when you're coming from an engineering background, so you have like almost every exam you gave was kind of a problem solving exam. So when you join a pure mathematics program, so in the first 2 semesters you struggle with proof writing a lot. That's what I feel. So I struggled a lot with proof writing. So you have to just give it a little bit time. So, and proof writing starts with analysis, like Soumya was mentioning, that real analysis is the basic, the most important course in the proof writing. And then for algebra, it's like the group theory course. And then you have for topology, it's concept topology. So you have to just give it a little bit of time and do understand some basic techniques and analysis of proof writing. So you will struggle a bit in proofs in the first 2 semesters, but after that you'll get used to it, and then you'll be able to handle those problems as well. Because for even jam and even gate, so you can solve a problem, you can find the answer even if you don't know the proof. So, but when you join a mathematics program, what they'll ask you is to write a proof of in any of these IITs and IISER and TIFR, they'll ask you to write the proof, and that's where it gets tricky, and you have to work on that skill a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, I can completely relate to it. What happened normally as an engineering student, what we do, we only study the books, like go on reading, and we never practice writing the proof. So
mainly the applications. Engineers are mainly engineers are basically who are applying the tools they are getting from mathematicians, physicists, and all. So as engineers, your job is to apply the tool. But as a mathematician, you have to write the proof. You have to understand the concept deeply, and so that's why this proof writing skill is an important skill. Is one of the most important skill of a mathematician or even a physicist. And
yes.
Let me repeat the question. Does it take a special preparation to crack the interview?
In the context of after entrance exam, because entrance exam requires sort of a different preparation, right?
I would say no. If you know the concepts well, you're good to go. They won't give you like out of very extraordinary mathematical problem. They mostly test your basics, how good you are, how good you are at applying theorems, how good you are at producing nice counter examples, even that. So for me, it's no. So publicly, I didn't study the entire day before my TIFR interview because I had my final year project interview on that day. So yeah, you can feel confident with the material you studied. You should get into the program. Yeah, for me it's
Anyone?
yeah, so I would say I would say for interview you need to brush up the concept. So if you studied the concepts really well, then you don't need any preparation. But if you have learned how to solve a particular problem, then you might have to prepare a little bit for the interviews. Because for in interviews they test your basics. I mean, they will ask you the most basic question, and you might even fumble in that. They'll ask you the basic questions, and I don't pointed it right correctly. They'll just test your basics, like the basic concept. They will not ask you like the uniform convergence in real analysis and all that. They'll test you on the basics, but they test you deeply there. So yeah, so the concept should be clear. Because that's what I feel. Like problem solving is a different skill, and like understanding the concept is a different skill.
Yeah, and in the interviews, just a minute, Sushant, I heard a lot of times, well, in the interviews that I've been to, it's more about like you don't need to know things, but it's about how you pick up the hints they give, right? You're stuck up somewhere, they try to give you some hint or something. I was a fool. I didn't know that they were giving hints. They keep asking questions. I was like, froze. I was like, yeah, okay, should I answer this? No, I don't know. Like, I didn't really understand. When I look back, I was like, I feel like a fool to not take those hints. Like, I didn't even realize they were hints. So that was kind of a funny thing that happened. But eventually, I got into some institute. But yeah, it's a good thing that they do that. Like, they try to like give you hints. Like they try to make you probe into that so that like you'll figure out the answer. They'll never give you an answer. Even if you miss something basic, they won't see you as it's a fault of yourself, but like they'll try to like make you reason out by yourself and then figure out what you have missed, because it's not the just that you have information, but you should be able to like connect things in all directions and try to rebuild yourself. You don't need to remember everything, but if you're able to rebuild by yourself, I think that's what a researcher needs to know. Like you can't remember everything that you come across. So, yeah. So if you are like preparing for some entrance exam or something, even jam or whatever, it is like it's better that you have these things in your mind. Like try to understand things, interlink things, so that you can trace back to the roots from the first principles itself. You could relate everything that you're studying. So I think that would be good. So yeah, that's from my side.
Okay, the next question is how to make preparation interesting while being sometimes demotivated from the college work and other stuff.
I will give a funny answer to this. Actually, I watch movie or series for one day or or 2 days. Then I again started studying. Like that I do. For me.
Soumya, you're muted, man. So,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
You said you'll be watching a movie a day or two.
yeah, like that.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Means for
So
me
you-
it works.
So you, Arnab, Tushar, you have off days sometimes?
Yeah, I used to take a day off after a hectic week or something. Even now, I'll
It
take a
happens
day
with
off
everyone, right? Yeah.
after a week.
Yeah.
I need a day. I need a day complete for myself in a week, like play games, watch movies, do whatever.
Yeah.
And
Watch football.
don't cricket, my personal choice. And yeah, I don't open any book for that entire day, and sell and start again the next day.
Yeah, for me, so I am a sports geek. So I follow, almost all the sports. So, and but yeah, for like when I get demotivated, I watch a lot of movies on mathematics, like on mathematicians. So there are a lot of good movies. So there's
Beautiful Mind,
the
Invitation Game.
and there are these are, Beautiful Mind is based on the life of John Nash, and Imitation Game is based on Alan Turing. And there are two beautiful documentaries on Fields medalists. One is Gregory Perelman. You must know, if you are pursuing mathematics or you want to pursue mathematics, you must know this guy, Gregory Perelman. He is the only one in the history of mathematics who has declined his Fields medal, and he got his Fields medal in 2006 with Terence Tao, who is currently known as the world's best mathematician. He declined it for some different reason, and also there's this documentary on Mariam Mirzakhani, who got her Fields, who's the first woman to get a Fields medal. She got in 2014, and she died in 2017. So
She is the only Fields medalist woman, right?
Yes. So she's the only she's the only woman.
She's also the only Iranian, I guess, till date.
Iranian. Iranians are pretty so there's this. So in the documentary, you'll see that there's this line that so in Iran, women have to wear this burqa and all. So, but after she got the Fields medal, even Iran published, I think, some kind of a stamp in her memory, and she was not wearing burqa in that stamp. So even a country like Iran has to, just appreciate her brilliance in this subject, that they are not even following their own rules, like wearing a kind of. So there's this particular line I like a lot in that documentary. So these are available on YouTube. The documentary name is, for Mariam Mirzakhani, Secrets of the Surface. You should watch it. And for Gregory Perelman, you should just type Gregory Perelman documentary, and then you'll find it. So these are the movies that you should watch, so to get motivated. And there are these videos on 3 Blue 1 Brown.
Hey, I was gonna say that.
So 3 Blue 1 Brown is just, you will understand. If you're not understanding linear algebra, then you should just watch his series. His playlist on linear algebra. You'll understand a lot. How he is explaining this pretty well. And there are these videos on number 5. So that's how you should get interested. And you should follow some other thing also, other than mathematics. So, and for me, it's sports. So I follow a lot of sports, and that's how I pass my time when I'm not doing mathematics.
To really appreciate the beauty of mathematics, I think they're doing a really great job. Like this guy, what's it, Grant Sanderson,
Yes, Grant Sanderson.
and the number file. They do an excellent job, right? Like, even for the plebs, like it feels like even if you don't understand all of it, like but you understand that it's something beautiful in itself. So I think it's a great, very good.
Yeah, so they have a video on I think every topic on algebra. They have this video on giant numbers, the monster number, and for topology there's this video called "Who Cares About Topology." So I mean, you understand the geometric part of topology a bit from there, and for linear algebra there's this separate videos, and that's amazing. So you should just watch.
That's wonderful. Yeah, yeah. Sushant, maybe we'll move on to the next one.
mathematics to get a good institution?
What I would say is like refer to the blog post because I've written a particular blog post addressing the same question. In fact, all the basic questions such as how to pursue mathematics after engineering and what are all the opportunities and which one to choose. I've covered all of them in my blog post. Maybe you can refer to them. And if you have any more specific questions, whoever asked this question, you can maybe put it in our communities. We have two WhatsApp groups, and yeah, I think they'll be quite useful if you put them to good use. In fact, we didn't have one for exam preparation, so if you could use them well, I think they will be quite a thing for you. Yeah. That much I can say. I'm putting the other link as well. Yeah, there are quite a few exams. In fact, JAM, ISI, NBHM, TIFR, NET. So yeah. All right, I'm putting both links in the chat. I think that will answer the question well. Yeah. Maybe we'll move on to the next one, Sushant. Yeah. Over to you, Soumya.
So, okay, this is a nice question. Actually, this happens to some people also. Means one of my friend, once we are talking, he also feels like that. So it happens sometimes. So what was exactly the question? You want to switch from one field to another field, or?
They said that they like mathematics, but they are not sure if they like the research in mathematics as such. Since MSc mathematics almost means that you want to go for a PhD, right? So.
Yeah. So one thing you can do is in MSc, what happens if you get into IIT or in TIFR also, or any other institution, NIT also, they have some project work, right, in the end semester, in the third and fourth semester, and there is also some seminars. So you can always request the teacher to give you some research paper, means some not that high level research paper, but some research paper, and you can study the research paper. Then you can actually get a taste of that. Actually, you are going to like it or not. That way you can check yourself before getting into PhD. But the thing is, if you are good at problem solving, then you will definitely, I think you will like research. Okay, one more example I want to give of mine. When I was doing MSc, I was good at analysis. So I want to pursue my career in doing research in mostly functional analysis, operator theory, this kind of things. But when I admitted in IIT Delhi, I got into, means the professor who chose me, he was doing research in stochastic PD, and I was never a fan of PD, and partial differential equation. So the thing, first day I went near him and I talked with him like, sir, my field is this and I want to do research in this. He told that, okay, just give some time and do study some books of this field. And I studied, then gradually I started liking it. So even if it is a little bit different from your field, then you have to give some time, like 15 days or 1 month or 2 months. Then you will realize, definitely you are going to realize that it is okay to do research in this field or not. So yeah, 2 things. Maybe you can do it in MSc, while doing your project or seminar, you can find this out, or in initial first year of PhD, you can find it out. But you have to give some time. That's the thing. Otherwise, you are not going to know. You have to study for 2-3 months, and then you can figure it out.
Hi guys, I have a question. Hello.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, currently I am in second year MSc Mathematics from Central University of Jharkhand. I am pursuing. Sir, same question is that how will I identify my research area? Suppose in future I continue for PhD.
Okay, so who stop? My voice is repeating, I guess. Okay, anyway, now it's fine. Okay, which topic now you are interested in, algebra or analysis or means applied mathematics? Like
Applied, sir. Mainly applied parts, differential equation, partial differential, integral transform, these things.
Okay. So I'll suggest that see, when you are going to do research in partial differential equation or any applied part, you mostly need analysis, means strong analysis background. You should know operator theory, function analysis. So if you are comfortable in this part, then applied mathematics will a little bit easy for you. So whatever subject you like, go in that direction only. That will help actually. And for your case, analysis is needed. It is most needed. So you.
Sir, I be interested in abstract algebra also, like group theory and field theory also. A little bit means second priority is algebra part, linear algebra and that modern algebra.
So suppose you are applying somewhere, like suppose you are going to apply in some IIT or some TIFR, while you are going to take the interview, they will ask you what is your preference. Means you are going to give the interview in analysis or algebra. Whatever you feel comfortable that time, you can go with that. Means they will ask in that direction and they will take you in that related field. So like it's up to you. You have to decide. Means which subject you want to do research, mostly in analysis or in algebra, like that. You have to decide it actually. Means towards the final year, you have to decide it. Yeah, any doubt in this or any specific thing we want to discuss here? Vishal, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, so maybe we can keep the Q&A
Clear, sir.
Yeah. Sushant, we can continue because like this might take the off track, the discussion. Yeah. Not okay, right? I mean, is it okay to not complete the full syllabus, right? That must be the question. Yeah, anyways, I guess that's it. Yeah.
Depends which part you are skipping. Like you can't skip entire analysis, entire algebra. Like just 1 or 2 topics, yeah, it's okay. But eventually need to learn, right? You have to learn first. Cracking exam is like okay, fine. Cracking exam is necessary, but at the end of the day, learning is the most important aspect. Even if you are less confident about some topic, you still should give some time to that at least, because consuming a new thing takes time. Maybe in the first week you are not liking it, maybe in the second week you are not liking it, but eventually you may find it interesting as well. So yeah, don't give up hope, just keep trying.
Yeah, good. And I think we'll just. Tushar, are you there? Would you like to add something? It's been very long. It's been very quiet.
No, I think I answered it perfectly. I mean,
I don't think Tushar would have skipped any topic.
not topic. I mean, so for JAM, so it's important to identify your strongest area. So for JAM, I mean, you can skip algebra because algebra only. I mean, they only ask, I think, maximum 4 to 5 questions, but you cannot skip this calculus, integral calculus, differential calculus. So they ask all these questions on integral calculus, differential calculus, and all. So you cannot skip that part, but you can skip. But even if you are, let's say, skipping, let's say, algebra, you will have to learn it in your masters, and then, so if you have some knowledge of, let's say, algebra and group theory during the JAM preparation, then you will find it pretty more interesting. You will be interested in the field theory as well. So completing the syllabus will help, but if you want to skip, just try to pick that subject which I think will be having the lowest weightage in that particular exam. So that might not affect even your score in the exam or even the rank. So, but skipping is not. I mean, the syllabus for JAM is pretty much not that big. So, but the syllabus for JAM, GATE and all are like quite heavy. So for that exam, you have to pick your subject. So I'll be doing these topics and all. For CSIR, so for CSIR they have a lot of options. So CSIR gives you, I think, so there are these three sections in CSIR: section A, section B, and section C. In section C, there are questions from algebra, topology, analysis, applied math, probability, statistics, and all. So you can do any question. Though there are a lot of choices, no problem in CSIR. But in GATE and all, you have to do this numerical analysis as well. You have to brush up those topics as well, which you might not be doing in, let's say, even in your masters as well. So identifying the topic which you are skipping is important.
Okay, so we will move on to the next question. It is recommended to join coaching for the exam, or which books and coaching materials are good for the preparation?
I would say refer to the blog post.
Okay, yeah, sure. And yeah, I think all three of you in here, you did it with self-study, right?
Yes.
So I think coaching is definitely not necessary, but recommended. I don't know. Like, do you know any good coaching institutions for this as such?
Here, actually, in Delhi, I have heard of that.
Career Endeavor?
No.
Dips Academy, Dips.
Dips Academy, Dips and PIAM, I guess. Dips and PIAM. Yeah, Dips Academy. They are nearby IIT. When just there is a gate also, we can go there. Jia Sarai or somewhere. Jia Sarai, yeah. It is like they have occupied some area of IIT Delhi.
Okay, yeah. If someone has an idea of dips in the group, maybe you can share. Otherwise, like, we'll move on because no one has any idea here. Swaroop, do you have any idea?
No, so actually I've just joined their online test series. So yeah, not the like whole course, yeah.
Okay. I think someone's been sharing their videos on Telegram as well, so you can maybe find.
Yes, they have been circulated like all over now. So yeah, like nothing semester anymore.
Telegram is the new torrents, yeah.
I think their coaching material and what they that is good for competitive, like JAM, CSIR maybe, but to crack the interview, you have to study on your own and you have to clear all the basic. And so they are not going to like means good in terms of clearing interview or something. You have to study on your own for interview. For JAM and CSIR, it may be helpful, yeah. That is my view actually, yeah.
Yeah.
What are the career options after MSc in maths, other than PhD and government job?
Soumya, shoot.
See, there is no such brilliant career option actually. Means in pure mathematics, no one is going to give you a job. So I'll give some examples. Like in my batch, in 2019, 2-3 of them, they joined some banking sector job, and that was from like campus placement only. And they were preparing for campus also. Means they were good at some programming skill, and they have also done some course on like financial mathematics and something like that. So if you are trying to switch your career after doing MSc in mathematics, then you should have some knowledge of some programming language. And plus, if you want to join some finance sector, then you should have knowledge of financial mathematics, stochastic process, probability, all these things. Yeah. But the job, there is very few jobs for mathematician. Because, yeah.
Yeah, and so what are your friends doing? Like, almost everyone goes to academia and PhDs, or like?
See, some of them, they are preparing for IIS. There are actually 50 people. Most of them preparing IIS, 20 or 25 they are preparing for IIS, and we actually 8 or 10 people we got into PhD.
What was the exam that you're saying preparing for?
IIS. IIS.
Yeah, UPSC. He means UPSC.
Civils.
UPSC. Yeah.
Oh, 50% of them are going for civils.
50%, yeah. Because there is some benefit actually. If you are from math background, in optional subject you will score around 450 if you are good at mathematics. So I guess because of that, most of the people prefer UPSC.
Okay, one thing, like, what background do they come from? They come from BSc background, and what mindset do they come from? They come with the idea that they'll eventually go to UPSC, or like it's during the MSc that the mindset changes? Because it's an interesting thing that people from IIT Madras, 50% of graduates from IIT Madras, mathematics are
actually what happened when most of the people were from Delhi University. Okay, like from 50, around 30 were from Delhi University in IIT Madras MSc. So what happened? They are in Delhi University. What was the exam structure? Whatever they talked in the class, they only read the lecture notes and go and vomit it in the exam, and they got the CGPA. Okay, but in IIT it is not the case. In TIFR or any big institution, it is not the case. You have to study. So most of the people they are not comfortable with it. They find it really difficult. Means they find it difficult. That's why they. Means most of the people in first semester I have heard, they told, okay, I'll do PhD from some IIT or I'll go to abroad for doing PhD. But towards the end, like in the third, fourth semester, 50% of them will, okay, I'll go for IIS, I'll go for some government job like that. That is the case actually.
So as I see it, like in fact what you said, like this lack of passion towards the subject, I think I've seen it both in the physics as well, because half the people, like every engineer that switched from physics to engineering that I know of, like I know at least 15 to 20 from our community go to MSc physics in IITs every year. So like almost everyone that I speak with, they complain that there's a lack of interest towards the subject. The love, passion for physics is not there. They chose BSc because like they couldn't get into engineering or sort of reasons like this. I don't mean it to say this in a sort of offensive manner, but it is what it is. Like it's a fact that people see kind of look down upon BSc. Like people passionate about these things, they should take up science, but it's being seen as something like a second class thing, or those who cannot get into engineering or those who could not afford engineering, they take science, which is very bad thing, right? And that reflects when they go to higher ed. See, if you're talking about something like IIT Madras, where people who have done extremely well, like Balakrishnan, you know, that guy who teaches physics, and I don't know if you know him, but he's exceptionally good at that. And on par with MITs, and because in his YouTube channel you find comments from people from Oxford, MITs, they say like this guy is better than our pros there, and he literally is that good. And people going to such institutions but they don't have passion for the subject that they are studying eventually end up like they come with the idea that okay, maybe if I'll put IT tag over myself, maybe I'll get a good job or reputation in the society, or some people think they'll get good alliances. So these things do happen. So yeah, and it's kind of sad. But I mean, have you had any other engineers in your batch, Soumya? Like
yeah, we were actually 4. One was from IIT Kharagpur itself. He went to, like in the first semester, he got the PhD also, and he went abroad somewhere, I don't remember. And other two, actually one went to abroad. He was doing PhD, I guess in Texas University or something, and one is doing PhD in IIT Madras.
Okay. So
all the engineers who are doing PhD.
Yeah. So the statistics that 50% of IIT Madras students are going outside, that's misleading if we read it out of context, because engineers, those who come with passion, they're sticking for it. That's the bottom line. Those who come without passion, I think that's not really fueling the passion. So maybe we can say that. Glad that we probed into details.
Yes.
What are the career options in research and development in number theory? Again, he has a question that if he is a cryptography professor, what will be the scope of around if he is pursuing PhD at 40?
So, see, to join as an assistant professor to IIT and NIT, of TIFR and IISER Bangalore, I don't know, but for NIT and IIT, the minimum age is for general career, it is 35, I guess, after doing PhD. And Yeah, in cryptography field, DRDO they are doing research and they recruit after I guess I don't know about the age limit, but DRDO they recruit through GATE. If your GATE rank is below 20, then they will invite you for an interview, and they are doing research in cryptography and number theory. Yeah, and ISRO they are doing research in artificial intelligence, but they took people from math background. Mostly, they ask linear algebra and manifold, this kind of thing. They are doing research in artificial intelligence related to things, I guess. Just check their website, I'm not sure. But not pure mathematics, it is some applied mathematics.
Yeah, and Soumya, I think we forgot to answer that properly as to what sort of opportunities are there after you do MSc Mathematics. First thing you said, first thing is the academia, which a lot of people go to, and the second thing is the regular government or the UPSC or whatever have just basic degree requirement, and what others? Maybe coaching institutes, that's one. Have any of your classmates been there?
Yeah. One, I think you connected him with him first, Bev.
That guy in NIT, right? No, not really. Sorry.
No. He is some in Hyderabad. There is a coaching institution, Narayana, I guess. He was in Narayana in 12th.
Okay.
Yeah. So like that I said, means most of them go to coaching institutes or government job, or some of them who have done some course in financial mathematics, or they know programming, they don't they go for these kind of things.
What about data science and finance, economics sort of things?
Yeah, the statistics is very low. For my batch, 2-3 people they went to banking sector because they know some they have basic knowledge about financial mathematics and all these things, and 2-3 people they went to some software field because they have knowledge on programming. So it's depend upon your knowledge. Means if you are good at programming or related to some mathematics and computer science, then you will end up in software company. But why again we are going to software company? Because we already left the job, right? Means as an engineer we will definitely get, after BTech we will get into some software company. So yeah, that is the case.
How is research done in mathematics? Does research means I have to study theorems related topics, or based on the analysis, or do I have to do it by myself?
Okay, Tushar and Arnab, do you want to about this? Have you started some reading paper or something? No, right?
Not yet.
Okay. So I'll try to answer it. So then, okay, I'll share my experience. See, I came from a background that means I was strong in functional and operator. So and my topic of research is stochastic partial differential equation. So it involves probability, stochastic process, advanced PD, and advanced SOD stochastic ordinary differential equation. Some Ito calculus, these things are there. So for me, as I was not familiar with the stochastic process and stochastic PD, I have to go through the basics of that subject. So first I have to study 2-3 books. Okay, in my first year when I was doing the coursework, and of course this course were not offered in the coursework also, because these are some pretty new research area. It is so I have to study some books first, and it was recommended by my guide. Then I discussed with him also whatever my doubt was. Then after 1 year, I started studying some research paper, and that was also given to me by my guide. So see, what happened when you are when you are going to study some research paper, it will take 10 to 30 days, even 2 months for one research paper also. It depends upon the paper, the difficulty of paper. So initially, what happened when you are when you are reading a research paper, it is difficult. Means fast paper, it is always difficult. Means you will have so many questions, you will have so many doubts. What is happening, you don't know. But believe me, first give a read, then again give a read. Like the first research paper I studied for 2-3 times. There was some in research paper, you will find some reference, you will go to reference, then you study something. So it almost took me 1 month. Okay, then I have some idea is what is going on. Then I study 2-3 more research paper related to that, and then I find a little bit confidence that okay, I can do it. So basically the research is going on in this way. Like first you have to choose some research paper that is again that should be again in the last 2-3 years, means recent research paper, and you have to find some problem on that, means what you are studying related to that, you have to find some problem. Okay, this problem, there is no paper on this problem, then you have to work on that problem. So it is basically you have to give 3-4 months reading the paper, then you will get to then you will have an idea that on which problem I'll work. Then you can start working on that problem. And also you have to like simultaneously search for that thing, like anyone working in this problem or like that. You have to search in, there is a website called mathematicians. You have to simultaneously search on that website also, like okay, someone has done this research, means what was the current research going on. You have to be always updated in that field also. Yeah, like that I am doing now, for now.
So like my research is not started, but we have this research project in our postdoc. So I am currently doing in financial mathematics. So yeah, it's going well. So I mean, it's totally correct. And the first paper will take a lot of time, but after you understand, you give it some time. After that, you will understand like all the papers. You'll be able to understand the gist of the paper. So first paper will take like say 1 month time. Then the next 2-3 papers you will understand the gist of the paper in at most a week. So that's how it's important to give proper time to do your first paper, and then it will work out easily. So
yeah, Tushar, so you are working on financial mathematics, means that ito calculus, all that thing.
Yeah, so my current mainly is have you heard of this geometric Brownian motion?
Yeah, geometric Brownian.
Yeah, and this what is this equation called? Those Nobel Prize winners are.
Okay, that I don't heard about. Okay, anyway. Yeah.
I'll just check and then I'll tell you.
Okay, no issue. Yeah, we can go to next question. We can discuss anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, the Black-Scholes equation. The Black-Scholes equation. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't heard about it.
These were the economists who mainly discovered how the stock price dynamics work.
Okay.
So it's based on geometric Brownian motion.
Mm-hmm.
So and there's the stochastic ordinal.
Yes. Yeah, your voice is not audible.
Financial mathematics. Is it fine now?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yeah, so there's this famous equation, Black-Scholes equation. It's like they got the Nobel Prize for this equation, Black-Scholes and Mertens. So this Black-Scholes Mertens model for the stock price dynamics, and they got, I think, Nobel Prize in economics in 1996 or 1997. So
okay.
It's pretty famous. Like it's like the Newton's law in physics. It's like the Black-Scholes equation
in economics.
Mathematics. Yeah, economics. Yeah, and the stock price dynamics. So that's how we deal with the stock price.
Yeah, one more thing regarding that. Sorry to interrupt, but we thinking we'll do. Yeah, you want to continue, Tushar?
Yeah, just one thing.
Finish up.
Yeah, so when he was talking about the opportunity after MSc, so there's this field is called financial mathematics, and it's totally related to mathematics. It involves probability and set of stuff, and there are like a lot of job opportunities in India. These companies called hedge fund companies, investment banking companies. These hedge fund companies, I can tell you the few names. They're this Graviton, Worldcom. So that they mainly even when they come to IITs for the campus recruitment, they hire students from mathematics and computing background, not from the CS background. So they want mathematics people. And there's this field called, and he was talking about, I think someone was talking about this research in DRDO which is going on in the related to artificial intelligence, and he was talking about manifold. So this topic is called topological data analysis, which involves all those homotopy theory and all. So it involves so topological data analysis is basically using the concepts from like the algebraic topology, homotopy theory and all in data analysis and big data analytics. So it involves, it's a pretty new research area and it's pretty good for mathematicians. And even like the companies, private companies like Adobe are they're working on this research area. They have a particular research group for this topic, topological data analysis. And so yeah, these are the opportunities. So you can look for.
Yeah, can you like write down this company's name? Maybe it will be helpful for them who are preparing. Because it is, yeah.
Emma, was I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah. I was saying that you can like write down the company name somewhere in the chat books. Maybe it will be helpful actually for some people.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so I want to tell this that what we've done with physics blog is we've taken down all the books. Let's say we've categorized them like this, and then for each topic like classical quantum mechanics, electromagnetic theory, we listed down for UG level what are the books are there, popular books, and we got every single person, one person, individual person to review the books that they have studied in the context of the exams, because most people are preparing for these entrance exams, right? So we can do this for our subject as well. Okay, you can see it's quite detailed, and books, if I write a book reviews, they are subject to. So the more reviews we get like a different picture, right? We can't take one person's word for true. So what I feel is if we can do something like that with mathematics as well, because this is going to be pretty useful this way. And you can see here we have like multiple reviews, and for each subject, like there are a lot of questions coming on book recommendations, right? I think this can solve a lot of the problems, right? So yeah, I think we can do that. And apart from that, we have some video lectures as well, recommendations for that. And all these require some work from members. So if someone of you is interested, especially if you're in first, second year of your engineering and would like to be a part of the organization, we're actually looking for volunteers to be part of our team. Hit me up, please message me in the WhatsApp group or whatever. So we are actually looking for people to take up some responsibilities, and you'll be a part of the organizing team. Maybe you can put it up in your CV and all. Especially if you're applying for abroad, this might benefit you. How do I join the WhatsApp groups? I'm giving you the link for that, the mathematics community. Yeah, you'll find it in just a minute. Yeah, that's it from my side. Yeah.
Yes. So what I feel is that, so that's what I was telling this, you can solve problems. So even in JEE Advanced and JEE Mains, you know how to solve problems. So there's, during our 12th standard, we were like we were told how this technique of elimination, like the method of elimination works. So you can find an answer like MCQ. Answering a MCQ question is not that hard, but writing the proof, and also, so in interview they might even ask you to write a proof of something. Let's say they might ask you to solve a question, like a pretty basic proof. So understanding the concept and solving a problem based on this concept is is somewhat different. So that's why these institutes, like the premier, like the research-based institutes, IISER, TIFR, ISC, CMI, IMSC, ISI, they all conduct interviews to just take the knowledge, like the like how your concepts are. I mean, how are you comfortable with all the topics? I mean, you can solve problems, they know, because you cleared the exam. But how much are you comfortable with the topics, like the concepts and all? So that's why they just on that basics. So, and I think Arnab also.
Yeah. I have something to add here. If you see the interviews, they happen only for PhD programs, integrated PhD program. The reason being that if you see, as Soumya was saying, like 50% of the students graduating from IIT Madras, they leave to like do UPSC and all. So basically, they are not really passionate about maths as such, because that's a huge number, right? Usually when you're doing masters in fundamental science, it's expected that you do your PhD, because that's how it works in most places, because there are literally no other options other than that, like very few options in mathematics as such. So you see that these programs, MSc Maths, they don't require you to have interviews and all, because they don't care if you go into research or whatever after that. They just want you to graduate with a master's and leave the institute. But if you're looking for a research, they need you to have the research aptitude and liking for the subject and all, and those you can't test it through MCQ no matter what. So which is why you need these interviews and all, and that's when these interviews and understanding concept, that's where they come into the picture.
I also want to add that this is the exact same reason why most of the premier institute have also a written exam part in the examination process. ISR, I think, TIFR, CMI, even in which it's not. These tend to at least have a subjective part as well.
Yeah. The institutes which expect you to like continue do research in the same institute, they want to test this. Otherwise, it's the IITs, they can't really take 70 students for a PhD, so they don't really care. Even if like 10% of them show up, I think they'll be happy with that. Yeah, please, like someone would like to speak up, ask you questions. I think we can start now, because I think we've done decently with the questions so far.
Yeah, hi guys, I have a question.
Yeah, Rajan.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for holding this meeting.
Our pleasure. Thanks, Sushant. He's been working background, and the panelists. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. My question is for all three of you. Right now, I'm thinking of going into masters for mathematics. So, should I go for integrated PhD, or should I do my masters first, then join a PhD in a different institute or the same institute? Because I love maths, that is for sure, but I'm not sure if I go into an integrated PhD, what area I would be pursuing research in. So, what should I do? MSc first and then PhD, or should I go for integrated PhD? Like, what's the difference between the two?
Okay, in TIFR you can leave after doing your MSc if you don't feel like.
Okay.
So in IISER, but we after another 1 year of research. So in IISER, you can leave your like if you join an IPhD program, integrated PhD program, you do your 2 years of postdoc, and if you want to leave, so you will have to do another year of research work, which is called as MS thesis. So and you have to work on that for 1 year, and then you can leave. So they'll ask you after your second year whether you want to continue your program. So if you want to continue your program, we have to give this comprehensive exam, which I think every institute takes. I think even IITs, the PhDs have to give an exam, because after their first year of coursework, and then after IPhD, you have to give after 2 years of coursework. So if you fail in that exam, you are not even allowed to join the PhD program. So it's that strict. And but you can leave even in IISER. You can leave in 3 years. In TIFR, I think you can leave in 2 years. I'm sure. So the difference.
However, I think in TIFR Bombay you can't leave. I'm not exactly sure. In TIFR Bombay you can't leave. You have to complete or else just go without any degree.
Yeah, different institutions have different rule in So IISER, I'm pretty sure. IISER Pune, I'm sure you can leave after 3 years. IISC, IISC is also.
IISC is also 3 years, I think.
3 years, yeah. IISC is also 3 years.
TIFR Bangalore is 2 years. You can leave after 2
TIFR
years.
Bangalore, yeah. And in CMI doesn't have an IPHD program. CMI has an MSc program. IMSC has an IPHD program. Yeah, and I'm not sure about the exit option in IMSc. No idea.
Yeah, so this guy Rajan probably was asking about like what's the difference between them, why so. So for that, to answer that, maybe I would say that like I understand your confusion that like if you want to go for a PhD or not, because I've been in the same situation. I've done my masters, but I'm not going for a PhD now. So what I would say is like to get like a hint of glimpse of research, you can do your masters in a good place, like a premium IIT or something, and then be actively involved in research. Get in touch with the prof. Get into some projects, whichever you think will be interesting, and keep working along with your coursework. Then you will get an idea of what research would actually be like. Then you can interact with your PhDs, and maybe they can tell you. And mostly they'll give you a grim picture, PhD students. But then don't take their word for it, because it's a phase that they have to be depressed for some time in their life to get graduated with a PhD. So don't take the word for the truth. But then they do have a fair point there, painting a grim picture. So that much I can suggest you, Rajan. Yeah, and be open to what all there is, like the other job opportunities or what all are there. Be open to them, and that much I can suggest. Yeah, if you're not sure, then you can do that.
Right.
I have a
Yes, so
I was in BSc first year, so I left it, dropped out. So I was in physics. So the physics teacher had told that TIFR Bombay has the toughest physics in the world. So it is so most of the students leave it in the middle only because of the toughness of the exams and the lectures. So it's true that, or it is same in mathematics also. It is just a myth.
Well, I know in TIFR Bombay mathematics program, they kick out many people in the PhD program. They kick out if you are not doing well. Because I don't know very well about Mumbai, but in Bangalore the coursework is really hectic, man. Trust me. It's really hectic, the coursework in particular. So but in Bangalore at least they don't kick out many people, but everybody gets an MSc at least. But here the rule is that after MSc, to continue in the PhD program, either you have to clear an interview or you need to have a CGPA of 8 out of 10. That's also tough, trust me. Maintaining a CGPA of 8 is tough. And last year only 3 people managed to clear the interview among 10, I guess, after the MSc.
So it is difficult to maintain the CGPA of 10 in TIFR. 8.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Trust me. Like for me, it's tough. Like I do a good amount of hard work, I believe, but still it's tough. TIFR Bombay, I'm not very sure about the physics department. I have no idea, absolutely. For math,
if you want to make a career in physics, so you have to forget about social life and the family. That's the reason I left my life in that I will talk and I will.
And you went for
mathematics. You should not take a person's word like.
Poor choice, bro. Poor choice.
Exactly. Poor choice.
How did you think they're two different?
The person might himself be too depressed. That's why he is saying such things. But you should trust your passion and instinct, I guess. Everything
In contact. So I completing of BSc, I just get connected to them. I asked what are your doing, so they told that we have shifted our field from mathematics, from physics, so we have transferred to mathematics.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah, so someone's asking, can you take questions from? Okay, so Chirag is asking if we have opportunities as a government. Just a minute, I have Chirag's answer. So, question. He's asking if we could, what are the opportunities as government teacher for 11th, 12th? Will they allow engineers? Yeah, after doing BSc and B.Ed in maths. So, like, do you have any idea, Soumya? I'm not sure, but I guess.
I'm not sure actually, but for Odisha I can say. For other state I don't know actually. In Odisha actually they for doing government BD right? For teachers exam it is BD. Yeah. For government BD they do not allow engineers actually in Odisha.
Yeah?
Other state I don't know. Yeah. In Odisha they doesn't allow engineers.
Okay. So you need to be
Same in West Bengal. They don't allow engineers.
They don't allow engineers to teach schools.
No.
At least till 2020. I don't know if there's some revision in guideline 2021. But I think a guy asked me the same question last year. So I looked up at the website and it was clearly written that they don't allow engineers. They need BSc and MSc, not BSc or MSc.
B.Ed, I think B.Ed anyone can do that, right? No, or a teacher position. No, I think because Sorry, Kumar?
Yes, sir. Sir, one question is that I would suppose I want to admission and take in IIT, NIT for PhD. Then through NET JRF or GATE exam?
Just read the blog. Everything regarding that has been answered in the blog very well. So please read them. I've shared the links. So please go through that. And yeah, one more question I have. Abhiraj Punekar is asking, can you please provide roadmap for PhD from abroad and all the necessary information? Okay, the roadmap and all, like first Abhiraj, like I mean, these are the initiative is running just so that like people will get some help, but it's not like it like some coaching institute or something. we do some personal counseling and all, and you shouldn't really expect to be like spoon fed in this regard. I mean, maybe I'm being too harsh with using the word spoon fed, but yeah, these things you need to figure out yourself. Like as in, like first go for a master's and then interact with your profs, guides. They will tell you like what is it and all. But the general method for a PhD abroad would be like to do a master's from a good place, get 1 or 2 paper publications from your in your field with your prof and all, and then build a profile, do some projects, and then yeah, you have all these under your belt. I think it's easy going abroad. Yeah, you should also maybe consider some. Yeah, Soumya.
Yes, you can continue. Yeah, like that only. Means in 2-3 people went to PhD from my batch, from IIT Madras. They follow the same procedure. Like they maintain the CGPA above 8 or 8.5. They have CGPA. Then they maintain good rapport with 2-3 professors in their respective field. Then they didn't publish any paper, but they have a good project in mathematics. Project means like normal higher advanced mathematics they were studying and describing to the professor, like that only. That is the procedure. And you have to of course crack some GRE, TOEFL, some exams. Like that. That is the procedure only.
Yeah, Tabish, maybe you can now, please.
Yes. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for arranging this meeting. It's been very beneficial for us. Something about myself I should add. I recently completed my 12th class and hopefully I will be joining university in Feb of 2022.
Where will you be joining?
Given that, I would like to ask you Australia.
Oh, Australia. You're going to join for bachelor's there?
Yes, bachelor's of mathematics, applied mathematics actually.
That's great. Yeah. Maybe you could write a blog post there because there are a lot of people who might want to go abroad.
Yeah, sure. I'll get in contact with you on WhatsApp and
please message me personally. Yeah.
Sure, sir. What I would like to ask you is, given that I have 2 to 3 months, right, before I join university, what should I be doing? I am studying calculus from edX and linear algebra from Khan Academy. Is that good? Am I making good use of my time, or should I be doing something? I can't hear you.
They're not speaking.
I was thinking actually. You are in 12th, right? Means from 12th he is going to BSc.
No, sir. Sir, I completed my 12th. I have already completed my 12th.
Okay. So just yeah, it is. Means I don't know. Just watch movies. We do some stuff like that. Just enjoy it. Not a big deal, man.
Yeah, but you're talking about making good use, as in like you're talking about like are your efforts going in the right direction, right?
Yeah,
Are you
yes,
referring to right materials?
Yes.
Yeah.
For that, maybe you can ask your profs rather, because like if you're like, have you got into an institute already?
Yes, sir, I have an offer letter, but I'll be joining in Feb.
So you can start mailing your profs already. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Whoever you think, that just tell them that like I'm an incoming student, this and that. They can guide you better because they know what's the thing that's going on there. Maybe they can the Soumya, and because all of these guys, they're from engineering background, and they even the thing may vary from Indian academia to like the Australian culture, right? So maybe you can ask your pros, that would be better, and yeah, you can definitely tell them what you're already familiar with. 3 Blue 1 Brown, yeah, I know the series.
I love that guy. I love that guy.
Absolutely, like I'm with you on this, and
Absolutely, masterpiece.
it's like gives you a complete idea of what the linear algebra is, very intuitive way. But you need to do practice problems and all, so it's better you accompany it with a book, textbook or something. And I don't think it's like complete course as such. It is not even intended to be so. So
it's intended to give us a feel of mathematics, just to show that it's something that exists. It's not just in the textbooks.
Absolutely, yeah. So I would say like apart from them, refer to like some standard textbooks along with that, and you have like, as you said, like edX, Coursera, MIT. I think they're perfect for your case. But better would be like if you like ask your profs, maybe they can suggest you some proper textbook that are referred to over there, which makes your job easier once you go there, because it's not going to be easy. Like there's a cultural shock and academic structure which will be changing. It will be a lot of things that you'll adjust to. So if you start early on, I think it will be easier for you to like acclimate to that.
Yeah. So a very off the road thing to ask, but how does your day look like? Soumya, to Soumya. Yeah.
Okay, my day. Now I am. Now for today, I don't like PhD. For today, means I have to like nowadays from the 1 month like I was doing the research work and it was interesting. I love it. But before that, we have some exam, comprehensive exam that I cleared. Then there was some comprehensive Viva quiz. For that, I have to study again that linear algebra, abstract algebra. From the basic, I have to start. And they are asking the basic question, like give counter example of that. Means every time you cannot spontaneously give the counter example. You have to study. Again, I have to study those topics. So it is irritating for me now. For now, it is irritating for me. But yeah, research is good. You'll love it. For me, I love it. Yeah.
It's basically love-hate.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Tabish was enthusiastic about answering his day. Maybe you can continue answering.
No, sir. It was a misunderstanding. I don't.
That's okay. You can tell us. Like we don't have any questions left, so like we would love to listen to you.
Yeah. Well.